Hey, welcome to Rock Oral Medicine. I'm here with Stephen Scott from the Word66. How you doing, Stephen?
I am doing great, Danny, except for the fact that we can't get this thing to
I
work.
know we tried. We tried. Trust me, folks. We tried. So, other
Story of
than
my
the
life.
camera having issues, how are you doing today?
It's doing okay up until now, I guess. Yeah. I was
So, tell me a little about the Word66.
we're a Christian rock band,
Okay.
Christian hard rock, Christian metal band. I had a calling probably about 5 years ago or so to do this project. Of course, I've been in music forever, and I was always doing the hard rock thing and not so much the Christian thing, but I had this calling. And since then, I've been writing all kinds of Christian music, and we've been welcomed with open arms, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I was listening to 37 Miracles earlier this morning, or actually, I don't know, probably about half hour ago or so, 20 minutes ago, and it's very hard, very heavy. Um, I wouldn't know that it's a Christian rock band. I mean, honestly, other than if you really pay attention to the lyrics, right? So
And
it
that
was
seems to be the case. That seems
was
to be the case, Denny. We've been fortunate to be like a Christian crossover band, meaning like what you just said. A lot of people don't really know that we're a Christian band unless they really pay attention to the lyrics. Otherwise, we rock like every other band. So if you're not listening to the lyrics, we're just another hard rock band.
yeah. I mean, I got nothing against anything. I love Striper, I love that stuff, Demon Hunter and stuff like that. So it's nothing against any of that stuff, or anything heavier, darker. It's it's not preachy, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Um, and I liked it a lot. And I was surprised to know that you guys been around and I have not yet heard of you. So I'm kind of wondering, are you guys kind of like been this underground band that's been hitting all the overseas markets and doing really well, and we're just now hearing of you, or what's going on? Because I was surprised by that.
Kind of, sort of. So this is our third EP now, and we started back around the COVID time, so like 2020
The
is
dark
when
times.
the band got together. Yeah, right. And that's when we get in the studio and recorded our first record. We were very fortunate that the first single and the title track of our first EP, On the Way to the Promised Land, really took off really quickly. So when we put that record out, everybody loved it. And we really weren't getting any feedback, or I should say, negative feedback to the fact that we were a Christian band, which is really cool because I really do believe there are a lot of stations out there that do have an issue with that.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, whatever reason that is, um, maybe it's just the word Christian. I don't really know, nor do I. It makes no sense to me. Music is music. I always found so. Um,
Right.
I and I was surprised you guys hit Billboard. Now, is this Billboard in the States or is this Billboard overseas?
Not necessarily Billboard per se. All of our songs so far, except for one, have reached number one somewhere in the world.
Okay.
So we've been very blessed in that way. So a lot of different stations, they have their different countdowns and their different lists and playlists that they do every week. So like I said, we've managed to reach number one somewhere in the world with all but one of our tracks. So this new one just came out last week. It's officially a week today. It's our week birthday.
Yeah.
Uh, and being that you don't really know our music, Denny, we actually have a new vocalist.
Okay.
So if you listen to our previous music, it's got a bit of a different sound. And I think being that Carlos has a really powerful rock voice, it makes our music a bit heavier now as well.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, you got Danny Miranda as well there, right? From
Yes.
from Queen and Blue Oyster Cult on bass as well. Am I right?
Yes. He's actually done this is his second record with us.
Okay. And so you got different dynamics. Obviously, um, every EP, someone new comes to the band. How does that affect your writing?
It doesn't really because I pretty much write all the music and the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
So
That
it's just me. So, I just normally when I'm just, playing by myself and just jamming and I might come up with a riff or two or something like that and go like, "Oh wow, this is really cool." So then a lot of times I'll just grab a pen and paper, the old-fashioned way now,
yeah,
and actually start jotting down some lyrics and then eventually, the song comes to pass.
gotcha. Okay. So speaking uh when you're putting pen to paper, um, is this always how you've written or is this something new?
It's always how I've written,
Okay.
pen
And
and paper pretty much, and, I gotta tell you too, Denny, there's, the, recorder on your cell phone is
yes,
such an amazing thing. I
I've heard
I
that.
can't tell you. If you were to find my phone, man, and you would just, went to the recording place or the place where, voice stuff is recorded, you'd find all kinds of weird and funny stuff on there, man. Because I
Yeah,
may be
you're not the
I
only
may
one.
be I may be somewhere and all of a sudden I may be driving and all of a sudden I go like, "Do, do, 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 do," and I go, "Oh, wow. I really like that, man." So then I'll just pick up my, the cell phone and I'll go, "Do, do, 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 do," and then save it for another time.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard from countless band members from obviously different bands, and that's how they keep their notes, and that's how they may think of a riff or they may think of a lyric or something, whatever it is, and they record it and jot it down. And I'm like, man, that that's so helpful and handy because I kind of wish I don't do it now, and I should technically things I think about or people I want to interview or whatever it may be, and I forget like 5 minutes later. So
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
you get. I mean, as we get older, um, we kind of need these tools. I think.
Oh,
So
absolutely. My memory sucks.
yeah, tell me about it. It's tough. So you said you had a calling. Um, was this because of something that had happened to you, or just something that you just felt overwhelmed that you started writing and you're like, "Oh, okay, I I have a change in my life and I start believing this." Where you may have always believed in it, but you didn't technically write about it, right? So,
That's a great question, Denny. Probably about 25 years ago, I felt that I had a similar calling, and I had believed that the reason why the bands that I had been in previously never really did very much was because I was doing it for the wrong reasons.
mhm,
You know, doing it for me, not for to glorify God and to glorify Christ. And at that point in time, I just started writing some Christian music and went into the studio, maxed out my credit cards. I had no money back then and maxed out my credit cards, recorded a demo, and I sent it to all kinds of places, radio stations, record labels, got some amazing feedback, but nothing really happened with it. And I don't know, I just kind of was pretty disillusioned, to be honest with you, at that point in time, because I really thought that this was what I was supposed to do. So
mhm.
moving forward, I mean, I was probably at that point out of religion and actually kind of put my guitar down for almost like 20 years, really. I was kind of done, I was
Wow.
I was kind of done with religion and I was just kind of done with the music industry because it's so difficult and
Different.
um it's just so depleting. It's like, us musicians, our lives are music.
Mhm.
and when you're just not making things happen and it just doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen, it's just such a bummer. And it kind of, bums out your life quite a bit. So for about 20 years, I uh, pretty much put my guitar down. I pick it up every now and then, just kind of just to jam, just to play, just for you know, for fun of it. And then I actually got divorced. And at that time, I felt that God reached out again and said, okay, it's time to do this again. And again, I was out of religion for so many years, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. So I started writing all this new music and went in the studio, and this is probably the best stuff I've ever recorded. Quality wise
Right.
and song wise, it just came together and it just took off really quickly. Like I said, from the first song, people really dug it, and the beautiful thing about it was also, like I mentioned, that we're a Christian crossover band. So that means that we are accepted in the Christian world and the non
Mhm.
Christian world. And I would have to say, Denny, that probably the majority of our radio play is probably non Christian.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's the beautiful thing. So that kind of verifies in my mind the reason why I was chosen to do this because I could spread the word in the non-Christian market, which is a place where a lot of people really need to hear the messages.
Uh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think you're right that if anybody was, if you listen to a Christian station, you're gonna get what you want out of it, right? Um, and if you listen to, say, terrestrial radio stations, you're not necessarily knowing what you're gonna get, I guess you'd say, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I think that helps you as far as like the reach, right, and what you're trying to accomplish. Um, and that to me, if you're able to do that, that's that's a plus in my book, right?
It's a it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, man, that are probably really going through some major hard times.
Hmm.
And I've gotten some great emails from people thanking us for our music and loving the message and how it's kind of helped them get through some hard times.
Yeah, I
And
mean, and I'm not, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean,
no,
with
no, sorry.
with obviously 2020, you've had the riots of 2020, you have, the elections, you have whether it's political, everything that's going on now. Um, you got all kinds of wars and devastations and protests, and I think people need some place to look for, that gives them hope, right? And gives them like, maybe a breath of fresh air where they can breathe, and maybe you're helping them, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I pray about for sure. And yeah, this world is kind of messed up. you know,
So I guess in your view, was it always messed up, or is it just seem kind of heightened because of the way we uh, get our media, right? We get our news from everywhere. It doesn't matter. There's not just three channels anymore. Um, so I'm wondering if it's a little heightened because of where we and how we consume our media.
absolutely. Yeah, I have to agree with that 100%. And there's a lot of stuff always going on, and there's a lot of negativity in the world.
Mhm.
And the last record that we did, it was called Rock and Roll Preaching. And I believe, Danny, that that's what we do.
Right.
If you saw me on the street, man, if we ran into each other and let's say we didn't even know each other or whatever, man, I'm not going to sit there and preach to you. I'm not going to say to you, hey, man, did you go to church? When was the last time you prayed? All that kind of stuff. That's your thing. I spread the word through the music. I let the music do the talking for me.
Right.
And what I hope is that people can be open minded and listen to the music. And again, if their life is not exactly, where they want to be, and they're running out of options, you know? I've been this way in my life several times, to be honest with you, where I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what to do. Nothing was working out, just everything sucked. And
Yeah,
it's kind of like, what do you do, man? I mean, what can I do to make my life change? And maybe you'll hear a song or two and dig the message and just want to know a little bit more. Um, the music, like I said, I'm not trying to preach and make people go to church. That's something that's up to you. If you want to hear the music, and hopefully it'll just inspire you to want to know a little bit more. Because if you're not familiar with Christian hard rock, and listeners, if they're not familiar with it, I think you're doing yourself an injustice by not looking into it. Because if you listen to our music and you dig it, then I mean, there's so many great Christian bands out there that are hard rocking, like
yeah,
like all your other favorite bands, man. That you can. There's probably a lot of songs that you would be willing to add to your playlist, and then maybe it'll kind of inspire you to go like, well, hey, this. I like this message. This is really cool, and maybe it'll inspire you to look into other things.
yeah, for sure. And I kind of uh wanted to let you guys check out the website. Um, it's it's the word66.com. If you um, go check it out, check out the new. I don't is 37 Miracles. Is it out?
Yeah, it came out on the second. That one right there, the top one is the actual a lyric video.
Oh, this is the okay. I see it at the bottom. For some reason, I was thinking when the top one didn't say the song, but yeah, I recommend everybody go check this out. You're gonna love it. It's a very good song. And then of course you got the other videos as well that you guys have done, and of course. So what's the tour look like? Do you have a tour set up yet?
We don't, not at the moment.
You don't. Is that something that is easier or harder for you?
It's something we're looking forward to doing. I'm just not sure exactly when. Probably toward the end of the year. Hopefully, we'll get out and do some stuff. We do have some good followings overseas as well, so we'd love to, you know, um, take a nice plane ride over that way as well. Brazil and Germany and Sweden, all those kind of places would be
Right.
really cool.
Well, because after listening to this, there's no reason why, in my book, that you can't play the summer festivals, right? There's no reason why that you can't play overseas at their festivals when it's our wintertime, right? So, I mean, to get on to a festival would probably be beneficial for you guys. And I've mentioned
Right.
this to other bands as well that are smaller trying to get out. Just hit a festival. You're gonna instantly gain followers. And I mean, I've been to quite a few festivals and it always seems to happen, you know, that you being able to reach, you know, what 30,000 people is a lot better than you trying to tug a trailer down a Interstate 80. You're trying to hit all these markets.
Right.
Um, so,
Agree.
I mean, and I don't know. Have you guys toured in the past as well?
A little bit, not tremendous amount, to be honest with you, so far.
Is this something that you guys are like just kind of wait and see, kind of see how it takes off, or are you guys just kind of testing waters?
We've had some issues with some band members,
Okay,
as well. So it's kind of so sometimes we're in between, you know. It seems a little difficult to find band members that want to be in a Christian rock band as well.
right, yeah, yeah. Does that throw people off then? Like, are they afraid of that? I hate the word to use stigma or any of that, but or labeled. Do they or they just like is there an issue trying to find people?
I think the whole stigma thing, I think that's correct. I as we were saying, even with radio stations and things, I mean, it's being the whole Christian label, I think scares people, and if you're not really a religious person and I'm a churchgoer, of course. I've got Bible study this evening, to be
Right.
honest with you. So it's a lot of people don't want to get involved with that, and it's kind of funny because it's the Christian world is such a beautiful world,
Well, I
because
was thinking, I was wondering if they're worried about backlash, but there shouldn't be any backlash because it's Christian and it's supposed to be loving, not, you know, not the other way around. So,
right, right. It's puzzling for sure. I think people just don't want to be involved in something. I don't know. I don't know if they think about cults or I don't know. There's.
yeah, I don't know either. I don't either. I wish I had the answers for you, but I don't have the answers.
Oh, someone had the answer for me. Yeah.
So, non-topic music here. So obviously, there was just a new pope elected. Um, how involved are you in that world?
I am not tremendously involved in that world. Politics and all that kind of stuff is something that I do not get involved in.
Whether it's
I don't know
pope
the
or not,
issues. I don't know, and I don't follow news to be honest with you. I mean, I find out about things later on, when major things happen, when there's, mass shootings and all that kind of
right?
stuff. I mean, I don't even find out about that stuff until later on because I don't go to news channels. I don't look, even when I open up my browser in the morning, Yahoo will pop up and stuff like that, but I really don't read the stories. I just, go right to my, socials and,
Right.
and and do my band stuff really.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even know they elected a new pope until this morning. Someone had told me, and I'm like, okay, I knew that they were voting, but I didn't know they are. Anyway, I was just curious since you're Christian, and I know Christian Catholic a little different, but it's still faith based. And
Yes.
so, I guess with you being Christian, have you had any people from other faiths go, I really like the music, and it doesn't really matter what kind of faith you have to enjoy
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I've had plenty of like atheists, digging the music and stuff because again, it's just music. We get played on a lot of the hardcore stations,
Right,
you know, as well. There's that's another thing that probably people don't really know if they were to go check out, some of the Christian hard rock, man, there's some thrash metal Christian bands out there as well that would really surprise people too. And of course, they're giving all a good message. I mean, they're still going,
right, right, right.
but they're doing it in a Christian way. And you would never know it unless you actually read the vocals. So if you're somebody that really doesn't pay attention that much to lyrics, then, you just dig the music.
Right, right. And so, where are you guys based out of, or where are you
I'm in
based out of?
Vegas.
Where? Oh, yeah, that's right. I did read that Vegas. Man,
Yeah.
you're right in the thick of things, aren't you?
That's the Christian capital of the world, Denny.
Is it really? I
No.
thought Florida was, or Kansas. I
Always
mean,
say
because
that
you get
when people always say that to me. Oh, you're in like the Sin City, man, the worst place in the world. I'm like, no, man, it's the Christian capital of the world. What are you talking about?
that's true though. I mean, if you, yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you why. I can't. It is in, it's known as Sin City. Um, so that's strange that it's not well known. You know, is that something that's just not widespread?
No, man, I'm just messing with you, man. It's
Oh,
definitely not the Christian capital of the
I was
world.
like, I actually believed you.
I always say that because it's funny because you talk about stigmas, man. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody thinks that Las Vegas is like the wild wild west. It's like you just come here and you do what you want, and of course they had that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind
right.
of thing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as well. Some knucklehead kind of came up with that, and you have knuckleheads that come to Vegas kind of with that mentality, and they do stupid stuff, but you can't. It's not, everybody's not like that.
Right. And well, Vegas isn't like that anymore either, really. I mean, it is, yes, but no. I think Vegas is the new Sunset Strip as far as like music concerns, right? It's there's so much music consumed in Vegas right now. Um, it just seems like you can go any night of the week, anywhere, go see two, three bands, you know, and you're golden, especially if you're into all that. Um, because I mean, let's face it, I'm not a gambler, so me pulling slots to all week, I'd be broken a day. So I'd much rather go see a
Sure.
couple shows.
Yeah, I don't know about what you said. Excuse me, about the music industry, Danny. I mean, it's really the scene out here musically isn't really that big. But of course, you mentioned about shows. You can go see, all the shows that you want to. Everything is out here in Vegas. It's like the adult Disneyland kind of thing.
So I guess when I was saying that, so I've been hearing that there's a lot of residencies, and I guess that's where I threw in you can go see different shows because it
Yes.
does seem like that there's a lot of residencies out there. Um,
Yeah,
but me not
they
living
do.
there, I can't really tell you. I know like the Scorpions have a residency. I know they put it on hold right now because of health reasons, but it just seems like everybody's doing a residency every week.
Yeah, they do have all kinds of different bands that come and stay for a while. I mean, you can go see the Eagles at the Sphere, for instance. You know, um, their thing ended a long time ago, but they keep extending it because people want to go and see them.
Right.
But yeah, but Vegas is actually a really cool place, and of course, we have all the sports teams now here as well,
Yep.
and
You got my
baseball's
Raiders.
coming. Yeah, and baseball's coming as well. So um, Vegas has become pretty huge.
So you think um it's not what it used to be known for. Now it's gonna be known for pretty much everything, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like that
and
sports is out there now, and you got your conventions, you got music, you have shows, you have gambling, whatever else there is to do in Vegas.
the Vegas Chamber of Commerce is working really hard to get rid of that. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So they're concentrating on letting people know that it's the wedding capital of the world.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, yeah. That I forgot. My parents were married in Vegas, so
Everybody gets married in Vegas, man.
yeah,
Everybody comes, they come from all over the world to get married in Vegas, man.
that's
So
what I do.
so they're trying to get rid of that, that reputation and try to make it more of, hey man, this is where people come to get married.
Yeah, so I guess being in Vegas, does that make it do you like when you play, is it more of a smaller show because you're in Vegas and it's a Christian band?
We don't really do the small shows, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Um,
You don't work club dates?
um, no, not really. We're more of a concert band than,
Oh, right,
just kind
right.
of
Like
than
outdoor
more of your,
venue.
yeah, than more of your kind of your local, 25 people um show kind of thing.
All right. So I guess I know we're cutting it a little over here, um, but So what can people expect in the future from you guys?
We definitely want to go back and record some more stuff. I have a billion tunes that need to be recorded, and maybe 1,020,000,000 tunes if I go back to my cell phone. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff on that cell phone, man. Stuff that I don't remember even, it's like um every once in a while I'll just kind of go through it and go, oh, let me go to the bottom here and see what I had and go like, oh wow, that was a really cool riff or something. And then it will become a song maybe eventually someday.
Well, awesome. Well,
But
does that recording make it a lot easier? I mean, because everything you can do on the computer nowadays, as far as like recording, um, does that make it easier for you?
I don't believe that I have the ability to create record quality unless I go into the studio.
Okay.
There are some people that do have the ability and the knowledge and talent to record, like in their bedroom and stuff like that, and actually make it sound pretty cool. But I'm not there yet, so we have to go into an actual recording studio and record stuff. And you know, you want to make sure that you got top quality when you put something out there. You know,
Absolutely. Well, and I think it maybe give you a better feel being out of your bedroom and into a studio, right?
because
Um,
it's official, it's
yeah.
real, it's
It,
official, and it
well,
costs money, Denny.
yeah, yeah. And you've been doing this a long time, so you trying to change, or some people just like, I just like the studio, right? As much as people hate the studio, they like the studio. Or instead of like, okay, I got to plug into my what back here in the back of my monitor, what?
Right.
So and you know maybe you'll find that guy to help you out.
Yeah, and of course, when you go into the studio too, you have we work with this guy Vinny, and he's a great um, he's a great producer, he's a great engineer, and he helps us get those sounds that we
Yeah.
want to have. And when you have a great producer too, as well, there's stuff they come up with ideas sometimes of things that you wouldn't think of.
Yes.
Stuff that's in the background of like a track that you can't hear with the human ears so much, but it's there in the background and it kind of thickens up your tune and it kind of makes it just gives it that extra oomph that you need.
Yeah, I think a lot of people miss that. They don't even realize how much input the engineer may have on a sound, right, of a band, and or maybe you should do this instead of this. Um, and I
Yes.
think people just think, oh, the band goes in there, records, and the engineer just hits record, and it's all good to go. But that's not. I mean, some of the best songs in the world have been, hey, why don't you try this instead of this? Um, I've listened to engineers podcasts and stuff like that, and I'm like, I didn't even know that. Or sometimes they'll even write something, right? Why don't you change the lyric to this? You know, and
Right.
it just boom, it's a single. It's and the rest is history.
So much
So
better than what you actually came in the studio with. Yeah.
yeah,
And sometimes it's just a little. I mean, I had a song one time too where that I was recording, and the engineer was like, "Just go like a note." I was just going like ding 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 ding. But when you mixed it in and you put it in and everything like that, it just added so much to the music. It was just like you listen and you go like, "Wow, yeah." I mean, that's really cool.
yeah, for sure. I give them guys a lot of credit. I wish I had the ear for that. I don't. Um, I probably because all the years I stand in front of Marshall stacks and you can't hear anymore. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but I want to thank you for your time, Stephen. I want everybody to go check out the Word66. Go check out the new music, the new video for 37 Miracles. Um, and when is this EP coming out? When?
So management, we recently signed a management deal with a PCM management, and that is Paul Crosby, who was the drummer for Saliva for like
Oh,
20
okay.
years.
Yeah, yeah.
So we signed with him recently, and he wants to release. a few singles, I think, before he wants to put out the actual CD. So it's going to be a few before
Okay.
the actual CD comes out. It's a 5-song CD. It might turn out to be a 6-song CD because I'm thinking about going back in and doing some stuff with. We did this ballad called "How Will I Know." It's a beautiful ballad. It's about a single guy wondering when God is going to send him his Eve,
Right.
uh, so to speak. And it's really beautiful. It's just acoustic guitar and cello and vocals. And that was the old vocalist. So I was thinking maybe we might go into the studio, get Carlos to come in, do his vocal thing on there. And then maybe instead of just a cello, bring in a full string section. So maybe we'll bring in a viola and we'll bring in a violin player and just really make it pop with like just all these strings and stuff on there. So um, that's a possibility
Yeah,
coming
you
up.
can get. Do you know who Lindsay Sterling is?
Yeah, I do.
She's good. She's really good. I don't know if you want to get her,
Yeah.
but she's just, for you know, a lot of people, she's just an amazing violinist. I mean, really is.
Yes. She would be great, man. I wonder, yeah, maybe I can have Paul reach out to her and
Yeah,
see if
she's independent, so that would help as well. You know,
yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea, man.
yeah. Just remember when to send me a credit.
One quick thing I'd like to mention too,
Yeah,
Denny,
yeah.
that the song, the latest track, it's called 37 Miracles,
Mhm.
and the thing behind that is that Jesus actually performed 37 miracles in his lifetime.
Right.
So that's what that song is
Okay.
really
Okay.
about. And we actually list about 15 of them throughout the song as well.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go back. I want to listen to it again. I want to listen, and when you guys come out, obviously I'll keeping you guys. Hopefully, it'll come through my algorithm. Keep in touch with me, and if you have any,
Absolutely.
when you guys come out with an album, or if you want to just talk some more, you can always reach
Sure.
out to Shauna, and you know she'll hit me up for sure.
Absolutely, man. Hey, so sorry about and to the people who are listening and watching or whatever. So sorry we couldn't get the my face on here.
Well, maybe next time
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Hopefully.
we'll work on it, and then we'll get everything figured out, and
Yeah, for
it'll be
sure.
good.
I mean, it's
All
better
right.
anyway. I'm an ugly dude, so
Yeah. Right. So you don't see all the wrinkles, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like, it's probably a blessing for you guys out there.
All right, Steven. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Denny. I
Again,
really appreciate you, man.
go check out the website, the Word 66. Go check out the band, the Word 66. All right. Peace out.